In this module, I will explain the features and components of the e-commerce site, explain the high-level logical design of the e-commerce site, and list the extensibility options available for e-commerce. In this lesson, we'll learn about the Omnichannel vision in Dynamics AX 2012 or 3. Omnichannel retailing is the evolution of multi-channel retailing, but it's concentrated more on a seamless approach to the customer experience through all available shopping channels, such as mobile internet devices, computers, brick-and-mortar stores, customer service, direct mail, catalog, and so on. Let's take a look at the advantages that Omnichannel provides to retail. Operate as a single brand regardless of channel. Lets customers use a channel of their choice. Recognize customers regardless of the channel used. Recognize customer transactions regardless of the channel used. Offers personalized shopping experience across channels. How can Microsoft help achieve the Omnichannel vision? Microsoft Dynamics AX for Retail is an end-to-end solution for mid-size and enterprise retailers that provide management capabilities across the retail channels, including brick-and-mortar stores and e-commerce, and deliver powerful, flexible, role-tailored omnichannel scenarios seamlessly through a modern and unified technology offering. Let's take a look at a diagram that illustrates the Microsoft Dynamics Omnichannel vision. Microsoft Dynamics AX provides a single commerce runtime engine that gives full visibility and management control across all your channels. Supports various cross-channel scenarios such as buy online and pick up in store. This enhances convenience for the customer. Retail channel also integrates with online marketplaces and stores, creating new opportunities for sales, customer interactions, and feedback. Uses a consistent store enterprise resource planning data model and business rules across channels. This facilitates gathering of accurate, timely data. Microsoft Dynamics AX is easy to customize. For example, drag-and-drop designer allows point-of-sale user interface customizations by role to enhance customer service and to help reduce training time for new employees. Microsoft Dynamics e-commerce solution is an integral part of the retail omnichannel vision. It provides an online storefront based on SharePoint 2013 that is configured and managed centrally from Microsoft Dynamics AX for Retail. Microsoft Dynamics AX provides a fully integrated online storefront that offers content management via industry-standard tools. Unique search-burst technology is utilized to build online experience from managed content, authored content, catalog, and more to deliver the most accurate, timely, and consistent experience. This lesson provides an overview of features and components of Dynamics AX e-commerce solution. Microsoft Dynamics e-commerce is an end-to-end solution based on a powerful search technology with a fully integrated web storefront, complete catalog, and real-time order management. The online storefront is built using the cross-site publishing feature and the search capabilities of Microsoft SharePoint Server 2013, while the store management is provided centrally by Dynamics AX. Let's take a look at the following slide to understand the overall ecosystem. In this lesson, we will learn about the role of the various e-commerce components in the omnichannel vision. Microsoft Dynamics AX 2012 and SharePoint 2013 works in tandem to provide a complete e-commerce solution. Retailers can create an online store in Dynamics AX and then publish it to a SharePoint site. This allows the behavior of the online store to be centrally controlled from Dynamics AX. For example, you can define the navigation category hierarchy in Microsoft Dynamics AX and assign the navigation category hierarchy to the online store. When you publish the online store to a SharePoint site, the navigation category hierarchy is displayed in the online version of the store. Shoppers use the navigation category hierarchy to browse the online store and to search for products. To create the online store, you must set up the components that enable transactions to be processed for the store. This includes adding assortments, applying attributes, setting up payment methods, and setting up shipping methods. You can also define promotions, discounts, trade agreements, and shipping terms, as well as create retail product catalogs for the online store. The products in the catalog become product listings in the online store. When a shopper purchases products from the online store, sales orders are generated for the purchases and sent to Microsoft Dynamics AX for order fulfillment and processing, and the available inventory is updated. Online store business processing is facilitated by CRT, which is Commerce Runtime, and CDX, which is Commerce Data Exchange. Commerce Data Exchange is a system that transfers data between Microsoft Dynamics AX and the various retail channels, such as online stores or brick-and-mortar stores. Commerce Runtime serves as the engine for a retail channel. It connects to a CRT database that stores business data for the channel. To summarize, here are the four main pillars of the e-commerce solution. Microsoft Dynamics AX 2012 Retail Module. Retail is a module for Microsoft Dynamics AX that retailers use to manage a chain of online and retail stores as one enterprise. Microsoft Dynamics AX 2012 Commerce Data Exchange. Commerce Data Exchange is the communication mechanism for Microsoft Dynamics AX for retail. Microsoft Dynamics AX Commerce Runtime. Commerce Runtime delivers multi-channel commerce capabilities that has uniform extensibility. And finally, the Starter Online Store. A Starter Online Store provides a developer platform that can be customized for specific business needs to reach to online customers. In this lesson, we'll learn about the flow of data in e-commerce ecosystem. To illustrate the flow of data between the various components, let's consider a scenario where a new product catalog is created in Microsoft Dynamics and published to an online store. The following diagram shows the typical data flow between the various components. CDX, or Commerce Data Exchange, Async client, replicates product catalog data from AX to channel database. SharePoint connector job publishes product catalog to SharePoint. Product catalog site collection. SharePoint creates search indexes. Customers searches products using the storefront. Customer places an order. Order is saved to the channel database. CDX Async client then transfers orders back to AX. Let's recap the data flow with the following slide. CDX Async client replicates product data catalog from AX to the channel database. SharePoint connector job publishes product catalog to SharePoint product catalog site collection. SharePoint creates search indexes out of the product catalog site collection. Customer searches product using the online storefront. Customers place an order, and order is saved to the online channel database. CDX Async client then transfers order back to AX. In this lesson, we'll learn about the architecture of the e-commerce solution. Dynamics AX e-commerce solution consists of the following components that are distributed across multiple computers and locations. Dynamics AX 2012 Retail Module, Commerce Data Exchange, Commerce Runtime, and an online storefront that leverages the SharePoint Server 2013. The high-level architecture of the e-commerce solution is illustrated in this diagram. The diagram shows Dynamics AX 2012 for retail deployed in the retail's head office, as well as online storefront deployed on SharePoint Server 2013, with the indicated two-way connections between head office and the online storefront implemented by the Commerce Data Exchange. The Commerce Runtime component is required to be installed on SharePoint 2013. It includes a specially configured CRT database that stores data from the web front and shares it with AX in the head office on a regular basis. Data replication between helps ensure critical updates across the organization, including sales order payments, gift card usage, and updates to loyalty programs. CRT provides a set of assemblies that connect to CRT database. The online storefront is fully search-driven and provides online store experience on multiple devices such as PC, tablet, and mobile phones. In this lesson, we'll learn about the Commerce Runtime engine. Microsoft Dynamics AX Commerce Runtime serves as the engine for a retail channel. It connects to CRT database that stores business data for the e-commerce site. The Microsoft Dynamics AX Commerce Runtime is a set of DLLs that perform business logic and data processing for an online store. The CRT has 4 layers: data access, services, workflow, and API, and a database as well. The CRT is installed as part of the e-commerce site. The following diagram shows the components of the CRT. The CRT consists of a client API. For example, there could be an API as add item to cart, and that is translated into a message such as save cart request. The message is sent to a workflow layer. The workflow layer consolidates the various service calls for the request, such as save cart request handler. The CRT system also allows for third-party plugins to be created. For example, you could create a new third-party plugin for handling taxes. In this lesson, we'll learn about the channel database and its usage. The online store uses this database as a data store before pushing data into SharePoint. By default, the database is named AX Retails SP, which can be changed during the deployment of the online store. This database contains data which is used by the Commerce Runtime. Product retail data and the hierarchy in which the product should be displayed on the e-commerce site is stored in this database. Dynamics AX 2012 R3 uses a single database schema for enterprise PROS, modern POS, and online stores. The channel database table schema is mostly a subset of the back-office schema. One channel database could have data from one or many stores. This lesson provides an overview of the Commerce Data Exchange layers in Dynamics AX. Commerce Data Exchange is a system that transfers data between Microsoft Dynamics AX and the retail channels, such as online stores or brick-and-mortar stores. Master data is configured in Microsoft Dynamics AX and is distributed to the various channels. Transactional data is created in the point-of-sale system or the online store and is then uploaded to Microsoft Dynamics AX. Data distribution is asynchronous. In other words, the process of gathering and packaging data at the source occurs separate from the process of receiving and applying data at the destination. For some scenarios, such as price and inventory lookups, data must be retrieved in real time. To support these scenarios, Commerce Data Exchange also includes a service that enables real-time communication between Dynamics AX and a specific channel. We will learn more about the real-time service in the following slide. Real-time service is an integrated service that provides real-time communication between Dynamics AX and retail channels. Real-time service enables individual point-of-sale computers and online stores to retrieve certain data from Microsoft Dynamics AX in real time. Although most key operations can be performed in the local channel database, the following scenarios require direct access to the data that is stored in Dynamics AX, such as issue and redeem a gift card, redeem royalty points, issue and redeem credit memos, create and update customer records, create, update, and complete sales orders, receive inventory against a purchase order or transfer order, perform inventory counts, retrieve sales transactions across stores, and also to complete return transactions. In the next slide, we'll talk about the Async service. Async server is part of the system for asynchronous data exchange between Microsoft Dynamics AX and retail channels. Async server is installed at headquarters and communicates with Dynamics AX. You can distribute the communication load at the head office by installing multiple instances of Async server. The Async server runs as a Windows Communication Foundation service on IIS. Microsoft SQL Server change tracking on the Microsoft Dynamics AX database is used to determine the data changes that must be sent to the channels. Based on a distribution schedule, Async server packages the data and saves it to a file location. Async client periodically checks for new data packages, picks up the data packages, and applies them at the channel. Async server uses a message database to store status information for data transfers that are in progress or have been completed. Async client contacts the message database to determine if there are new data packages to pick up. You can also transfer status messages from the message database to Dynamics AX database, so they can be viewed in Microsoft Dynamics AX. Each instance of the Async server can refer to only one message database. However, a message database can have multiple instances of Async server. There can be only one message database per partition in the Microsoft Dynamics AX. In this lesson, we will understand the information architecture of the e-commerce site, highlight the major components of SharePoint which are used to build the e-commerce site. SharePoint form. In the context of SharePoint, the term form is used to describe a collection of one or more SharePoint servers and one or more SQL servers that come up together to provide a set of basic SharePoint services bound together by a single configuration database in SQL. Forms can range in size from having everything, all SharePoint roles and SQL servers, on one machine to scaling out every individual SharePoint role into a dedicated set of servers. A form is the highest administrative boundary for SharePoint, and everything that happens inside SharePoint happens in a form. Web application. Web applications are top-level containers for content in a SharePoint form and are typically the interface through which a user interacts with SharePoint. A web application is associated with a set of access mappings or URLs defined in SharePoint Management Console. Web applications are typically independent of each other, have their own application pool, and can be restarted independently. Site collection. A site collection is used to provide a grouping of SharePoint sites. Each web application typically has at least one site collection. Site collections may be associated with their own content database, or they may share a content database with other site collections in the same web application. A site collection is made up of one top-level site and one or more sites below it. If the top level of an organization in a SharePoint 2013 application, you create a site collection to host sites that are going to have something in common. Sites. A SharePoint site is a collection of pages, site templates, lists, and libraries. A site may contain subsites, and those sites may contain further subsites. Typically, sites need to be created from scratch, but sites can also be created according to package functionality. The e-commerce site, once deployed, creates web applications and site collections for hosting the product. The cross-site publishing feature of SharePoint 2013 is used to separate the authoring content site with the publishing content site. The following diagram provides a detailed view of the web applications and site collections that are created on the SharePoint server when you deploy the retail online store. It also lists the associated classes and zones created for the application and site collections. There are two main site collections created when you deploy the retail online channel. They are the product catalog site collection, called Retail Product Catalog, and the Retail Publishing Portal site collection, called Retail Publishing Portal. Product catalog site collection contains catalogs such as list of product items, which are tagged with metadata. All lists are shared as catalogs. The site collection is located in an independent web application. The product catalog content web application uses Windows authentication to authenticate content authors. The retail publishing portal site collection is located in a separate web application. The publishing portal web application uses Windows authentication for designers and forms-based authentication for web users. The second web application is configured to also allow anonymous access for web users. The Microsoft Dynamics AX connector, also named the channel connector, is a SharePoint service publishing job, which is implemented as standard SharePoint timer job that runs in the OWS timer.exe service. The publishing job retrieves updated product information from the CRT database and pushes it into the product catalog site collection. This information is then crawled by the search and stored in the search index. In this lesson, we'll take a look at the extensibility options available in Dynamics AX 2012 for e-commerce. The storefront of the e-commerce can be customized using web parts, CSS, and display templates. The commerce runtime can be customized using client APIs, writing third-party plugins, and by writing custom workflows. The channel database can be customized by customizing the stored procedures, the SQL functions, the SQL tables, and the SQL views. The async server can be configured for different data exchanges. The real-time service can be customized using X++ classes and by implementing Retail Transaction Service EX. You can also customize and do credit card integration processing using the payment SDKs. In this demo, let's take a look at the various components of the e-commerce solution. To remind ourselves, let's take a look at the slide once again. Let's open Services Management Console by typing services.msc. Once the Services Management Console opens, you can see a list of Microsoft Dynamics AX Retail Async clients. And you can see one async client for the Contoso store and another for the client Fabricam store. You can also see different clients for the different POS systems. This async client picks the data from Dynamics AX from the async servers and populates the CRT database. Now let's go and take a look at the CRT database. Let's move to SQL Server, and under Databases, you can see the different CRT database. For example, here is the Retail Contoso Store database. Go ahead and expand Table, and you can see the different tables in the CRT database. The CRT database is used by the SharePoint connector job to populate the product catalog site collection. Now, let's take a look at the product catalog site collection. The product catalog site collection contains all the product details as list items. Here, under List, you can see a list called Uncategorized List. Let's click on that. And in this list, you can see a lot of list items, which represents the items in the catalog. Let's go ahead and open one of them. In here, you can see the details of the product, such as the product features and the base price. Let's move back, go to the list, and click on List Settings. Here, you can see all the columns that are supported in the list. And you can also see the content type that is used by the list. The content type defines the columns for the list items. The list items are crawled by the search crawler and published into the search index. The search index is used by the authoring portal and the publishing portal. Now let's go to the authoring portal and take a look. The authoring portal and the public-facing publishing portal look identical. Let's go ahead and search for something here. And click on the gear icon and click on Edit Page. The authoring portal lets you change the content within the pages. For example, you can add a web part or you can change the properties of an existing web part or add other content. Let's navigate back and move to the publishing portal. This public-facing publishing portal brings information from both the search results as well as the authored content. Let's go and click on Core Audio, and you can see all the items listed here. Now let's go back to the authoring portal and navigate to Site Settings. And under Site Administration, click on Term Store Management. Here, you can see the product hierarchy. The product hierarchy is picked up from the product catalog site collection. And if I click on Core Audio, and if I click on product hierarchy, you can see the intended use for that. In this case, the product hierarchy is used for faceted navigation. And I can show you what faceted navigation means. If I go to Core Audio, you can see a list of filtering options on the left side. For example, I can filter by color, brand, or price. This information comes from the term store. Let's go to Core Audio here and click on faceted navigation. And you can see a set of refiners. The refiners color, brand, price are shown here. Now, let's go to the site navigation. The site navigation is used to control the navigation for the site. For example, the menu on top of the screen. Now let's try to add a new term. Go here, click on Site Navigations, and create a term. Let's call it Xbox. Click on Xbox, and let's save this. And let's go to the welcome page and refresh this. Now, you can see the Xbox option here. When you have a page ready, you can click on term-driven pages, change the target item for this page, and give a URL here, like xbox.aspx, and save it. Of course, this page doesn't exist right now. So that's how you could change the behavior of a term-driven page. Let's take a quick look at the Central Admin. We will be using Central Admin through most of the exercises in this course. For example, we can use Central Admin to manage the web applications, and we can use it to manage the system settings. This brings us to the end of Module 1. In this module, you learned about the features and components of the e-commerce site, the high-level logical design of the e-commerce site, and the extensibility options available for the e-commerce site. Thank you.